Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we have a beautiful sunny full sun day in Melbourne, and Peter is going to show you how he can manipulate the natural light in the studio and get different looks with it.
So all I'm going to do is quickly show you how I can manipulate the height of my natural light on a shoot. At this time of the year it's really good because we get quite a strong light come in the afternoon in through here. Now I've just taken one frame with Shay, and this is just the light that we're getting straight through that window. I'm at ISO 800, 160th of a second, f7.1. But if I want to drop the light or make the light an uplight, at the moment we have shade being lit from that, but we've also got quite a strong kicker light up under there. You'll see that there's quite a strong shadow coming from there, and we've also got a shadow coming from there. So we've got nearly a little bit like a clamshell type light. But if I didn't want to have that look and I wanted to bring that light from up there a little bit down, more down lower and coming straight into the camera. All right, the first thing this has done, it's got rid of our kick light here, but we've still got a kick light either side. I'm just going to take a shot from here so you can see. It will have pulled some exposure off this because we've lost the bounce off the bottom, and in fact gave us more light. I thought that would have pulled light off, but that lighting, that scrim, has actually added more light. So if we go between the two pictures, you'll see that it's a much softer light. It's dropped it down. It has lifted the exposure up a bit more. It's definitely put more of a glow into this picture. I need to drop my exposure a little bit, but let's see if I drop this light a little bit lower as well. So move a little bit closer, and as I bring the scrim out, you'll see the light is dropping down lower on the scrim. So it's now dropping the light more in on Shay. Oh, that's really pretty. And it's still left that exposure up higher, but you'll see the shadow under her chin, and you'll see the shadows much finer. I could swing this on an angle. I could bring this here, so I have one part of the scrim giving a low light and the other part of the scrim giving a higher light. So if I did that, cool, it's really pretty. And you'll see even on her face where we've got the higher light, it's put a little bit more cut on this jaw, and we've got the lower light, it's come under that a little bit more. This is just something I play around with quite a bit this time of year. I did like that light sitting there personally, not as high as the original light, but just sitting above my head and coming in from that angle. Cool. So because it's just overexposing a bit, I'm just going to come up to 200th of a second. Hopefully that'll have now just taken that overexposure warning off. Still just on. Cool, that's really pretty. All right, yeah, so that's f8 at 200th of a second, 800 ISO. Then I can just do my normal type of work with this. I could go very aggressive with, because I've got such a soft light, I could do my whole, really get that punch happening and that slightly more chromier skin. And it's just a matter of shooting. I might just come up a touch higher. That's cool, that's really cool. Nice. That's really pretty, that's really pretty. Cool. Cool. I like that. That's cool. That's really cool. Cool. Yeah, really liking. I wonder. Let's mess it up a bit. Let's try something a bit different. I'm going to come in a bit closer. Let's get a really low light on Shay. So I like the harsh feeling of the last picture. So I've just given a little bit more of an uplight, not a complete Blair Witch. Yeah, you can see the difference of, should get a straight on shot, something like that compared to that. You can see that beautiful uplight, but it's not Blair Witching. I actually really like that. You can see above her collarbone, look at the shadow that we've dropped above her collarbone compared to back here. It's much less a shadow. So I've brought the shadow much stronger on that collarbone. I'm liking the catch light as well. Try to make it even a touch lower. Cool, I like that. I really like that, cool. That's really pretty. Stunning. Nice, nice, that's really pretty. So just to finish off, I need to get the model to finish off, so I want to push her to do eyes now. Oh, I like that. I want you to just try and put a thought out your eyes, but not the same thought the whole time. And sometimes just saying a word in your head will put the thought out your eyes, but don't try too hard about it. It's more about cool. So Shay has used something that we've done once before. She's using her body language to get the feel. You notice that? She went insecure with her hands and got an insecure face. I like that, I really like that. Cool. That's really cool. Pretty. Cool. Nice. That's really pretty, that's really pretty. So I want, there's a slight vulnerableness, and I want, if you can make that even a bit stronger in your head, in the way you sound or something that makes you feel more vulnerable. Cool, that's really cool. Cool, that's really pretty, that's really pretty. I think we'll have something there. Okay, so this is just a really quick retouch on this picture. Hopefully it'll be under 5-10 minutes. So first thing I'm gonna do is just run my action set. Now my action set's just, there's nothing special. See, it didn't change the photo at all. It just puts all the layers that I wanna work on in place. Now all this stuff's available on our Inspire link in our description. But this isn't about that. This is just to show you how quick my retouch is when I'm working on stuff like this. I've got a solar curve which I can turn on to see things like dust spots and problems on backgrounds. Just looking at this, the only thing, like, I could take that seam line out, but it doesn't really bother me. I like things are slightly broken, so there's nothing I can see with a solar curve that I'm going to touch. So dust spots and things like that didn't show up. I am going to heal off, and I'm very careful with my healing because anybody who knows, if it's sharp and you heal, it'll leave an out of focus circle around your heel. So I'm very careful what I do. I pretty much just get to a point where I just start at the bottom, work way up, and if I see something that annoys me, I will then heal it out. So there's a couple of little, there could be freckles, there could be anything, but they're catching my eye. Those 3 little spots there go, nothing, it's a tiny little freckle there, nothing on her arm. I don't like whatever is next to the boot, so let's just clean that out. Armpits are a pain in the butt, so I just want to take carefully out. And just a little trick, that little area where it joins, if you come in and we sample on the line, we can now finish on the line, and that'll just clean that little bit back up. It's really, there's no right or wrong. If it bugs me, I remove it. If it doesn't bug me, I don't touch it. So it's just a me thing, and that's how you should look. If something bugs you, remove it. If it doesn't bug you, don't remove it, unless a model might have a beauty spot that it's like a family heirloom. You'll get in lots of trouble if you remove that. There's very little I'm going to do. I'm just going to clean up this just tiny little. Again, this has not had any sharpening done on. If you have a look in the catch light on that eye, see that nice sharp little square, like it's not over sharp, it's real. This is why I love my Hasselblad. This is why I hate a lot of all the new Hasselblads. I cannot stand the new Hasselblads. They're too sharp, they're not real. If I put my hand to the screen and the screen looks sharper in the photo than my hand does, it means it's AI, CGI, it's crap. It's like OLED TV shit. It just doesn't feel real. There's not much I want to do. I want to keep this as natural as possible. I'm just, again, like I said, if something bugs me, and I might just clean that bit of a shadow off there. And one of the joys I have with the Hasselblads, this won't leave out of focus because it's not like razor sharp, every bit of skin's in focus, but you can still see I'm naturally sharp, not over sharp. And that's what I keep pushing to people, especially as people get hung up on having to have the sharpest pitch in the world. That's pretty much it with my healing tool. The only other thing is that little nail head in there bugs me, so I'll take it out. I'll leave the line in there. That's a here nor there. There's two little white dots, which I don't need in there. The rest is fine. So that's all my healing done. Up to my dodge and burn, and my dodge and burn layers are just an up layer and a down layer, set to a luminosity, nothing special. All I'm gonna do is get on my brush tool, and my brush tool is at 1% flow, and I'm on the softest brush I can get. And this is just to take out blotchiness and things in skin that I don't like. You will never see this. Even if you've got a super sharp image and you do this, you'll not see what you've done. It just makes things disappear. All we are doing is painting in with a mid-tone curve. That's all we're doing. Let's just get a bit closer. There's a little bit of shadow area here. I'm just going to pull back a bit. Oh, that did nothing. There's a reason for it. My brush needs to be white. Wondered why that little dot didn't seem to completely... It's a very subtle thing. So if I just turn this on and off from there, you'll see how subtle this is. And that's... less is more. Everyone wants to over-retouch, too heavy. I just want to be more like in the dark room, but I want to be a little bit micro dark room. I want to be able to just grab a little bit and just dodge and burn that little bit. I think everything else is fine there. Come up onto the face. There's a little bit of a shadow here. Sorry, the rain's about to start and I'm at the studio and we have a tin roof, so again, very little. I'll turn it on and off in a minute. I'm just picking darker areas and I'm painting an up curve on the mid-tones. I think that's finished. So you'll see, if I turn this on and off, you'll see in that very short turn, just look how much I just cleaned up that skin. This is no special thing. I'm just put a very slight curve on the mid-tone and I'm using a white brush at 1% flow, 100% opacity to just remove the darker areas. I would jump up to the burn. Again, see the burn is a very, very tiny down curve. All I'm going to do is any area that's slightly too bright for my liking. There's just a couple of little bright spots in here. And a lot of my pictures I don't even need to zoom in. I can zoom in. If I want to remove a pimple, I can remove a pimple with the dodge and burn tool. All I do is I'm just picking on areas I see is a little bit light or a little bit dark and then dodging and burning them to my taste. I know this is most likely a lot finer than you can ever do in the darkroom, but it's very much the darkroom type of retouching. I've just put a little bit stronger jawline. I want it slightly stronger in the middle of the lips. She's a little bit light on her eyeshadow in there. I'm just adding that into it. And I'm pretty, let's just pull that area down a bit. And there's a little bit of a gel. So now if I just turn both the dodge and burn on and off, right, in that very short time, look how naturally I just cleaned that up. So I'm just going to zoom back out. Now my next layer is a cutting layer, which is dodging burning again. It's a soft light grey layer, and I'm just going to use a brush tool at 1% flow in black and white to dodge and burn. And this is going to dodge and burn blacks and whites, whereas these don't dodge and burn blacks and whites. It only dodge and burns the mid-tones. So I'm going to flick my brush, show them on white brush, and all I want to do is just run a couple of strokes, not many at all, to the areas I want to slightly highlight. I do want to bring that shadow up a bit more. In effect, that's much better. That's nicer. Let's get the cheeks to pop a little bit. Just into the shadows in the hair. I just want to make sure I've got detail in them. And in that jaw's about fine. That's it. Swap brushes to black brush. I want to get that jawline a bit sharper, a little bit contour in here. Just get the nose a slightly bit stronger. I want to just slightly darken her eyeshadow and eyebrows a tiny bit, pull that mouth up a bit. Now finish off this. I'm going to just shade this black dress back just slightly. And I think that's about it. Again, now if I turn this on and off, you'll see there's an amazing difference with those few brush strokes, and you cannot see this photoshopping. It's invisible because all I'm doing is lightening and darkening. If anything, I think I might lit her face up a little bit too much. So with a big brush, I'll do 2 swipes over her face, under swipe down the body. And that should, yeah, I'm liking that a lot. Happy with the background. I like the sort of like positive vignetting that I'm getting out through there. My next thing is a gradient map. Gradient map's a great little thing for turning things black and white, but also adding a linear contrast. Gradient map's just in this area. You'll see right down the bottom, gradient map. So I've just got a layer set to gradient map. If I turn it on, it's dragging the picture from black to white. So it's taking my blacks a little bit too black for my liking, so I'll just work my opacity to a point I like, which is about there. So that's the 62% of my gradient map. In fact, it's still maybe a little bit too strong. Let's bring it down a bit. I do like to see details in my blacks. That's something I'm very fussy about. I'm actually liking that a lot. Guess what? That picture is now finished. There's nothing more I'm going to do. You'll notice I haven't cropped it and I haven't sharpened it in any way, but now I'll come in, save off my layer TIFF, okay? And that is pretty much my job finished. Nothing more than that. It's that simple. There's a couple of layers you can see. Color fill layer is just a black and white checker layer when I'm working on color pictures, so ignore that. All of that stuff is described in detail on Inspire. This is now finished off. This will become the thumbnail of this shoot. It'll be cropped differently. In fact, I'll run you through that now. So this picture as is, I would say is fine. So now just running different things in my action set. The very first thing I'm going to do is flatten a layer, take it from 16-bit to 8-bit and turn it into sRGB, then Adobe RGB by hitting one button. Bang. At the moment, I'm just going to treat this is for the YouTube thumbnail. So if I come into my crop tool and I have my YouTube crop in here, click on that, that gives me my YouTube crop. I'm on content aware fill because I like her hair. So I want to have all her hair in here. I don't think I need that much. I think if I come above her elbow, that's enough of a story for what I'm looking for YouTube. If I hit enter there, my content aware will kick in, bring it out to size. There's my finished picture. The way the content aware and why the resize worked, look, it did a beautiful little sharpen for this size. Now this is over sharp for print, but for the size of the thumbnail, this is perfect. So it is pretty much that simple with what I do. Now I can just save this off and this will become my YouTube thumbnail and this will be the picture that you'll see at the end.
So we hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did and you want to see more in-depth tutorials, we do have a heap over on Inspire. There'll be a link down below and I will also throw up some other natural light videos we've done now.